Warning. The stunts in this movie were performed by professionals, so for your safety and the protection of those around you, do not attempt any of the stunts you're about to see.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We really would love to know what your plan is to help lower the cost of living.
Yeah, first of all, thank you both for being here. And yours is a story I hear around the country as I travel. And in terms of both rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family, and working hard and finding that the American dream is, for this generation and so many recently, far more elusive than it's been. And we need to deal with that. And there are a number of ways. One is bringing down the cost of everyday necessities, including...
What is up, HYA?
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. We in the house.
Why are you gay?
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Houston Young Adults Financial Literacy. With your host, George Garcia, joined by...
Vincent Alolad.
Is that really... Hold on, wait. How do you pronounce your last name?
Filipino way is Alulud.
Okay, somebody told me
American
you were
way.
saying Alu Akbar in the restroom the other day, but now I know what they heard.
American way is Alolad.
Okay, let's just stop at the first four syllables. All right, and please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Anna. Alala.
Wow.
Young money.
That's
right.
a little more legible there. Let's see who we have in the comments. We have Desi Reyna.
Hey,
Who's
Desi.
currently ODing off the Tokyo roll. What
I'm
a
with
great
you.
time.
I'm with you, Desi.
Yeah, apparently the whole church was at Kumo Sushi today and plugging our spot. Please don't go there next Sunday. We had to wait 15 minutes today, so we'd really appreciate it if you don't go there. But yeah, we're excited because today we're having our first ever financial literacy. And,
Alright.
okay, sorry. I set up this light. Miranda, can you help me? I set up this light right in the middle of my comments, so I can't read anything.
Can't see the comments.
You can't see it either?
No.
Okay. Can you just move the light to the other side of the camera? And you can go in the front of the camera. It's fine. Everybody knows what's happening here.
Thank you, Miranda.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Best.
Thank you. Okay, a little too bright. Me and Vincent are starting
I'm
to look...
glowing.
Yeah, we're looking... no, you got to go backwards now. You got to go backwards. Me and Vincent de-aged like 6 years right now when you did that.
It's beautiful.
And Anna's like the little girl from the When the Grinch Stole
Wow, I look like I'm
Christmas.
22 years old again.
I
That's
know.
incredible.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is good. And then just make sure the camera's in focus. Okay. All right, y'all, this is good. So we have a strong 50 minutes with y'all.
Awesome.
And, you know, this is something that I've kind of wanted to do for a while. And I was at Young Adults. I felt to do it that day, and then I saw Vincent at Young Adults, and I was like, you know what the Lord told me to do?
Tell me.
And it was financial live streams. And, you know, I didn't really have a... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to drop this chair. Oh, I'm so sorry. And yeah, we're good. No, we're good. No, it's COVID. COVID's gone. COVID's gone.
Sweet.
So, oh yeah, this is good. We would have been really good friends
we're
in
done.
2020. Really good. So I was like, you know what? I said, Vincent, I feel like you're the perfect person to do this with. Let's go on live stream. And really, the vision with this, and this may be the only one. This may be one of many. This may be one of 4. Whatever it ends up being, the goal is yes, we look at things from a biblical standpoint, but even the Bible itself talks about being successful, being caretakers. Thank you. Caretakers of what the Lord entrusts you with, and really just biblical principles, financial principles. Not saying that you have to have it all together. Not saying like if you're not here at this point or not doing all of these things that you're a failure, because everybody starts somewhere. And if you cancel yourself out because you haven't done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you'll never make progress. And so I think it's going to be a really good way to open up the conversation about money, and would be a great foundation for life for young adults, because I wish I would have had a little more financial literacy in my growing up. I mean, thank God I'm still only 28. Oh, no, 28 now. Dang. Thank God I'm 28 now. But and so I'm still young, but there's a lot of things that would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain if I would have known. And really, there's things that maybe I didn't necessarily go through a lot of heartache, time, and pain, but there's things that if I would have known at the beginning would have set me up even better for where I'm what I currently am.
That's right.
So yeah, this is just join us for some money talks today. We had a poll on Instagram with a couple of questions at Houston Young Adults, and then put some questions in the comments, and we'll be happy to answer them. They can be money questions, they can be Filipino questions, they can be fitness questions, whatever you would like. We have 2 qualified people here to talk about those 2 things, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Georgie,
Yeah,
that's
so
an incredible introduction, man.
Wow, thanks. It's just fresh off the dome here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still kind of recovering from all the sushi we just had
Vincent
20 minutes ago.
Yeah, Vincent claims we had 3 rolls of sushi each, but I'm 90% sure we had 5 rolls of sushi each. I'm not kidding.
Can I fact check Anna real quick? What do you think? How many?
I think it was 4 each.
4 each. We had to have. I did 2 shaggy dogs, 2 mangoes. That's 4. And then there was 1 deep fried, double crunch.
Georgie burnt the top of his mouth. It was crazy.
Anna's wrong. That's all I gotta say. I thought we were friends.
I was already dying.
Yeah, Anna burned herself extremely with a roll of sushi. Saw me pick one up, put it on my plate, think twice about it, stared at me. I ate a piece of ginger, put it in my mouth, and after I burned myself severely, she goes, "Yeah, I was gonna tell you, it was really hot."
I had my mouth full. I should have gestured or something.
No, you could have at least thrown a chopstick, done something, but there was no friendship there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine.
Wow.
We're past that. We're past that.
Grateful for that. That was
Why
awesome.
are you gay?
So, anyways,
What?
we're gonna be like I said, we're gonna open up the conversation, and Vincent's got a couple points here.
Yeah.
Me and Anna are gonna chime in sporadically. Seriously, feel free to talk whenever.
Just grab my arm.
I am solely here for comedic relief, and I'm just gonna enjoy this with y'all. So
Georgie says that, but I've talked to Georgie about this, and he has a good amount of knowledge too when it comes to personal finance, which is a blessing for him.
sorry.
It's good. I'm proud of him to know what he knows. But before we start, I just want to do a disclaimer. Real quick.
Yeah, yep. Hold on, wait. Sorry.
Yeah.
I got one for that.
Do it.
Come on, man.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm a licensed professional, but I'm not your financial planner. So the majority of things here that I'm going to talk about is general knowledge. It's not going to be a specific financial advice. If you have any questions outside of that, I'd be more than happy to outside of the live.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's a chance. But yeah, when Georgie came up to me, when was that, last week?
Yeah,
With,
no, 2 Tuesdays ago.
2 Tuesdays ago, and told me what the Holy Spirit told him, the idea he had, and I was on board right away. I love sharing financial literacy, why it's so important. The basics, first of all, is really important. Just like riding a bike, if you don't know the basics, you're gonna not know how to brake when you're going downhill. And it's the same thing when it comes to your personal finances. Once you master the basics, it's not the most sexiest topic in the world, probably the most driest topic to get in.
What?
Exactly. But it's the most important, especially for young adults and people that want to be better with their personal finance. So I want to open us up with a few statistics.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know maybe if you've heard this before or if you've heard it watching, but 79% of Americans today are feeling some kind of financial stress. More than half of Americans are paycheck to paycheck. That means they get paid, and then by the end of the month, it's already gone.
Yeah.
Right? They're not able to save or put money aside or pay debt. And more than half of Americans are living with credit card debt every month, and it follows them rolling over every month.
Yeah.
And that and alone, it's heavy for the average American.
Mm-hmm.
So I fell in love with personal finance. Like Georgie, I started at 27, so you were already way ahead with personal finance than I was when I first started. But I wish I learned this when I was 18.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Where we would today
Yeah,
if we just started at 18.
it'd be great. My Roth would look better.
So
My
much
Roth would be
better. Yeah. So I mean, I can go into like a lot of information and things like that, but I really
Yeah, I get. You know what? Let's do that. We could start. And I'm gonna reference your notes if you don't mind.
yeah, get in there.
Okay. People say we can see your screen and say, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, guys. Y'all can see it.
Yeah, Nick called me earlier. Thank you, Nick.
What if I just? Never mind. Never mind. Okay. So one thing in your notes was.
Oh, someone said move the water bottle.
Yeah, I know. It was here before.
Okay.
I'm just gonna move it here. One of the biggest things one of the biggest things with money is your mindset
That's right.
and the way you think about money, the way you view money. So I guess, and this is referencing your notes kind of in the beginning. So I guess we could touch on that because, one thing that growing up, I always heard and some people always hear is get a credit card, get some debt, and just pay off the minimum payment monthly and build your credit, right? And that's the advice you hear growing up. And when I would hear that and I just knew something wasn't right with that. I was like, there's no way I have to just live in debt and to get ahead in life. And so but if you view money, it's just talk about the mindset with money, I guess. It's probably a good way to start that. And you don't have to. I'm just.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story since you mentioned that about getting a credit card, right, and building up your credit score. That's literally how it all started for me when I graduated high school. I went to HCC and then U of H for college. And the very first thing that they did during orientation day is they had all these banks and credit card companies
Really? Wow.
signing people up. This was, I don't even want to say the year, but anyways, signing people up for a credit card. Kids my age, 17, 18 years old, no job, but giving them $1,000 to $5,000 credit limit on a credit card. And to me, I thought that was free money. So I maxed it out the first semester I was there, and then it followed
Probably
me.
on food and
Food,
movies.
everything, man. And I just thought that it was free money. But after a year, I was getting these statements. I was like, man, I'm late on something. And it carried on until it was $10,000 a credit card before I even graduated college.
Yeah.
So-
And that's and this isn't a show about conspiracies and all this other stuff, because in the end you can blame whoever you want to, but at the end of the day you make decisions for your life.
Yeah.
And this is why it's important, and that's why shows like this are great because this will help you drive decisions in your life.
That's right.
And so, you know, it is a very common thing to be playing from behind, right? Like you said, you had credit card before you even knew what credit was.
Yeah.
You were already $10,000 in debt, and so from that moment on, everything you're paying is from behind the eight ball because you're already in a deficit.
Right.
And so, you know, just sorry, I'm
Well, to answer your question earlier about mindset, right? Is because my family and I are an immigrant family, you know, that came from the Philippines. So I saw my mom and my dad work very hard. 2 jobs, Monday to Sunday, you know, and seeing that growing up, I thought that would be my future too. Just putting my head down, you know, going to college, getting a degree, working till 65, and hopefully retiring with some kind of money. But we live in a different era today. That old way of thinking of working till 65 and retiring with 401k is not going to suffice anymore because of taxes and inflation. So the money mindset today is completely different. There's so many more vehicles that you can get into that you can use to get you to your retirement goal a lot faster. But the purpose of the money mindset is that you have to think of how you grew up with it and what your relationship with it is. And when I was growing up, my relationship with money was not very good until I realized at 27 years old, I was like, man, there has to be more. There has to be more to life than just clocking in, clocking out, working and enjoying and waiting for the weekend and ending the month still broken paycheck to paycheck. That was 27 years old. You know, and I sit down with a lot of families today that are in their 30s and 40s that are still going through that same struggle. So going to the core of it is thinking back, like, how did you grow up with money? Like, did you get paid at a young age? Did your parents, like yourself, did they teach you how to save at an early age, right?
I love my parents. They didn't teach me how to save.
Okay.
I love my parents. They did not teach me how to save.
Yeah. So how did you get into, like,
you know, it's funny enough.
Into
it's hard for me to really remember, but one thing my parents really instilled with me was like, and I fully believe it was the Holy Spirit too, was like, you're gonna be successful. And you know, as a kid, when your parents and you feel like tell you that and you feel like the Holy Spirit's leading you to that, it does a lot for you, you know? And so I think I began doing a study, and this is when I started kind of becoming like Northeastern in the personality world. Sorry. But like harsh, I guess is a better word. I started looking up like what is common traits that's when I got into like successful habits. Successful, like looking at the habits of successful people. I like tried reading Think and Grow Rich, and I like would always fall asleep, so I never finished that book. But it's apparently a great book.
It's a great book.
But I just decided that I don't want to live in debt. And the Bible talks about living a debt-free life, you know? And the Bible clearly says that this slave is the borrower is slave to the lender.
Yeah.
And so I made a point at a young age that like I'm not going to live in debt. And so if I'm not going to live in debt, then what is my life going to look like? Because all you hear growing up is like get some debt and like get a high credit score and then buy a house with debt and then just live the rest of your life with debt.
Yeah.
So and then even like a couple years ago, I like it really hit me that like even, and I'm kind of getting off topic now, but I would just say I just knew I didn't want to live in debt, and from there I backtracked. Okay, if I'm not going to live in debt, what has to happen? Yeah. And I was like, okay, I need a savings account. I need a credit. I went to the bank by myself, opened a debit account, and I think that's when I found Dave Ramsey maybe. Because I was YouTubing stuff.
Dave Ramsey is a great start.
Yeah, Dave Ramsey is a total great start. I'm not saying you have to live a Dave Ramsey lifestyle or whatever, or not saying he's like the Bible, but he's a very good base to find. And he helped me because I never talked about money. To this day, my parents don't know what I've ever made in my life. Like I was probably 17 working, and then we never once like asked me how much money we made, like how much money I made. I've never asked my parents once how much money they made. Like it was just, it's just not a conversation I never really had. And finding like Dave Ramsey and looking into like debt-free life and just successful habits really helped me steer into that direction.
And I want to share on top of that is, Dave Ramsey is a good start, especially the baby steps.
Yeah.
But after the baby steps, there's another level in personal finance. And I don't want to get ahead of myself here too, but you said something really crucial is learning about biblical principles. When I didn't know any of those biblical principles until recently, in 2023. But a lot of the things that I read about personal finance in the Bible is actually in a lot of finance books, like finance concepts. They all came from the Bible.
All
and
of
it
them.
blew my mind.
If you read Proverbs 1 through Proverbs 31, you probably could like find the base to every success principle, because it all comes from the Bible.
Right. And it's so ironic that we live in America, Georgie, Anna, and it's literally one of the wealthiest countries in the world, but it's also one of the countries that's in massive debt.
Yeah.
Right. And leveraging this debt. So
it's the reason why immigrants come to this country and do so well. It's because they can't be successful in their countries, and they see America, and when they come over here, they've already lived a poverty lifestyle.
Yeah. And
they change their lineage for the rest of their lives because they use the tool that is the American economy to their advantage.
Yeah.
But it all starts, at a young, like, the reason why we want to do these is because if you can learn these principles, and if you can learn if you can respect money as the tool it is at a young age,
stewarding it.
Yeah, and be a good steward of your money, then you can shape your life. And it's not just so you have money in accounts and you can like live comfortably and you can buy this and buy that and whatever. You realize the more money you have, the less you care about stuff. When you don't have money, you're like, man, if I could just get a Gucci wallet, or like, man, if I could just get like a nice watch. And then, like, when you start to have money, it's like, you know what? I don't even really need that. And it's just like, things become less because you start to respect money as a tool.
That's right.
And if you can have that at a young age, then the rest of your life, you're playing ahead of the curve. Yeah. Because think about it. If you start off at a young age with zero debt, you're already ahead.
That's right.
And again, I'm not saying debt's a sin, but it is a thing where you're not working to pay off the movie you watched 2 months ago. You're able to build upon things instead of having to fix the fires in the back.
Yeah. And I want to add to that because this plays, financial literacy and financial education. The purpose of it is to break that taboo topic that you shouldn't talk about money in the kitchen table. I grew up when I saw my parents fight, it was 90% because it was money problems. And I didn't know that until I got older, right? But the topic of money never came up. The topic of money only came up when it's too late to fix something.
Yeah.
And that's the taboo topic that we need to break in our society today, that mindset of like asking somebody how much they make is offensive. Why is that in a way, right? And being financial literacy and financial education opens up a safe place for you to ask questions like, hey, I heard this, can I fact check this, right? Can I ask you a question about this because I don't know anything about this? Yeah. And that should be normalized in today's society because we have AI, we have Google, we have ChatGPT, Google Gemini. Information is not lacking anymore. But what's lacking is that safe place where people can have the conversation of money right?
Yeah.
Like you
And-
can
and-
Google anything.
Yeah, and it's the respect and the relationship that you have with money. We kind of talked about it, like fixing your character, because money will only amplify what's already in you.
your heart, yeah.
You know, so if you're a destructive person, getting money is not going to help you become a better person.
Yeah.
It'll destroy you just as fast.
I've been checked a lot on that.
And
sure.
and you know, if you're never mind, I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, no. So this is gonna be a really good series. I'm calling it a series because I have a feeling we're gonna do more than one of these. And as like people watch and questions roll in, you know, I think we'd be able to help a lot of people.
And there's 4 things that I do want to share at least in this live today.
Yeah.
Is four main topics that you should really look into this year in 2025. I mean 2026. Hold on, 2026
It's the sushi.
is the first one is learning how to make more money. The reason why I say that is because we live in a time today where you need multiple sources of income now. One source of income is dangerous because once something happens to that source of income and you don't have any savings or emergency fund, then now you're in a pickle, right?
Yeah.
So having multiple sources of income is really important. And how do you do that? There's only 2 ways. It's either you reduce your expenses every month or you increase your income. And the better thing to do is you do both, right?
Yeah.
And increasing your income can be in many ways. Asking your boss for a raise, looking for another job, right? In LinkedIn, or there's so many places where you can increase your income.
There's no shortage of jobs.
There's
I don't
no shortage of
care what
jobs.
people say.
There's
There is
none.
no shortage of jobs. Like if you're a good worker
Yep.
and you're gonna work hard, there is somebody
People
willing
will
to.
find
There's
you.
a shortage of good work.
Amen.
You know, and so yes.
But yeah, so that's the first one, is learning how to increase your income, especially after this live, right?
Because sometimes you don't have it, like, and this happened to me a couple years ago where I realized I didn't have a saving problem. I was a really good saver.
Yeah.
I don't spend a lot of money. I had an income problem.
That's right.
I needed the goals I was gonna get to, and this goes back to like why Dave Ramsey's philosophy is great, but like can fall short in some areas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not fall short, but it's just it's a very good
It's
base.
a good metric.
It's a very good base.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you can't save enough because you're not making enough,
That's right.
and so you know, go ahead.
Yeah, so the four topics are making more money. The second one is saving more money, right? Learning how to actually save, how much to save. And then the third one is being able to multiply, learning how to invest that money. And then the fourth one is protecting it from inflation and taxes. And I can go in depth more about that. But once you get that structure and you follow that for 2026, it's going to change everything for you. Is making more money,
Saving
more money, right? A lot of people today don't even, they don't know the difference between a savings account and an emergency fund.
Yeah.
And I said fund, right? Not emergency fund.
Yeah.
It's an emergency fund. So you have to have an emergency fund and a
But
savings
listen, you
account.
can make an account called emergency fund
That
if you
too.
want to.
Right,
You know, I'm
right.
just saying.
But
you can
focus
have
on
accounts.
emergency fund as well.
Yeah. You know what? Let's hit on that because I feel like that's a really good, like 101, financial 101. So explain the difference between like what is emergency fund, what is a savings account, and like what would you call emergency fund?
Yeah,
We'll do that.
you know what's crazy, Georgie, is that in America today, 70% of Americans don't even have like $500 to $1,000 in their emergency fund.
Yeah.
Meaning, if anything happens, a flat tire, right, or the washing machine breaks, or they lose their job,
Your iPad cracks.
your apps, anything, your
It's
phone, your
like-
phone
listen,
cracks, you
your
can't
phone
even get it
cracked?
fixed.
Man.
Right, that's 70% of Americans don't have that in their bank account,
Yeah.
which is kind of it's really terrifying, right? But an emergency fund is something that you have cash. I recommend that you put that in a high yield savings account. 3 to 6 months worth of your living expense is in
Yeah.
your emergency fund.
So for those of you paying attention, an emergency fund is 3 to 6 months of what it cost you to live.
To live.
To live.
Yeah.
Not to party, not to, go on sexy dates, like live.
Yeah, and they call that your daily your monthly expenses, right?
monthly
so that's
expenses.
your rent. There's four of them. Is rent,
Food.
your food, car. Uh, that's it. Oh, and utilities.
Utilities. You gotta poop. Water's gotta flow.
Yeah, so those are your four main expenses every month. So if you add all that up, that's gonna be your monthly expense to survive, and you need at least 3 to 6 months of that in a high yield savings account, earning 4 to 5% interest. And I say high yield savings is because it's still liquid.
Yeah.
You can still take it out anytime,
Yeah, and you're not penalized
and
for
you're not
taking
penalized for
Yes.
taking it out.
Can you explain more what a high yield
Oh yeah, we have a question. It says,
Okay.
"What is a high yield savings account?"
So a high yield savings account is a savings account, but majority of savings accounts today, like where I have one in Chase,
Yeah, I have the same one, and we're getting what, like
it's like
0.5, maybe
0.05%.
Yeah, 0.05.
Not even 1%. So high yield savings is mainly online banks, so they don't have like buildings like Chase, so they can offer you a higher interest on your savings account, so up to 4 to 5%.
And disclaimer again, we're not telling you what to do. If we name any type of product,
Yeah, I'm not.
we're not endorsing any type of products. Like I was about to be like, well, you know, Robinhood has like a 3% savings account. I'm not telling you to go open a Robinhood account. I don't have a Robinhood savings
Yeah.
account. We're just these are this is not financial advice.
Right, and you can just Google high yield savings account. It's really easy to open one up. It takes you 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and
right?
and that what like I kind of have an idea what I would use it for, but what would you use that okay, so the 3 to 6 months emergency fund is like your worst case scenario.
Yeah, in case you lose your job
You lose your job.
or a COVID-19 happens again.
COVID-19 happened. Listen,
So many people went to that because of COVID. They weren't
I went
prepared.
through that. I went through everything. I was like on emergency everything during that time. It was
Yeah,
great.
me too.
It was fun. It was really fun. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Like the meaning, what do I have to lose, really like meant something to me. Anyways, but okay, so yeah, emergency fund. That is like a worst case scenario. You are out of money, and it's like this is my castle wall that's gonna guard me from dipping into like
yeah,
other investment accounts and stuff. It's like I lost my job, and it's gonna take me 3 months to get a new job.
that's
type of
right.
thing.
That's right.
You know.
And it says that any recommendations. I can't recommend a specific bank or company, but if you just Google high yield savings account, you'll see multiple ones. Any of them are gonna be good.
Yeah.
And in any one you choose, just choose. Don't go for the highest interest rate either, because high yield savings account, they can change at any time. It's kind of like it's like a CD, but it changes every month depending on the market.
Yeah, it's a market based.
It's market based,
But I
but
guess-
you'll never lose anything there,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be always higher than inflation. Inflation is around 3% every year, and a good high yield savings account are between 4 to 5% right now.
Yeah, and this is the mindset. What I would call it is like something is better than nothing.
That's right.
Like if you leave it in a checking account, which you can, nothing's happening. Your money's just sit there. At the end of at the end of 20 years, you're gonna have the same amount that you put in.
Yeah.
As to where like a high yield savings account, you're not gonna get 8 to 10% like in a stock market,
Investment,
but your money is safe. There's no risk.
Yes.
There's no risk with it.
And another mindset that I had to break too when I was getting into my personal finance is that I needed to be okay not to see cash. Right?
Yeah, because that's
if
the
it's-
hardest part about saving.
Yeah, if you just have cash, I used to put cash in a shoebox, like thousands of dollars in a shoebox, or
I
sometimes
had
put
mine
it
in a
underneath,
shoebox too.
underneath my
True
my
story.
mattress.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I had mine in a nightstand.
But every year that money that's not being put into anything is losing money because of inflation and taxes.
Yeah.
Inflation every year is roughly 3%. So $100 today, Georgie, if you just leave it in that shoebox, next year the same time, the same date, it's gonna only buy $97 worth of things.
Yeah.
Right? And imagine doing that for 10, 15, 20 years. All that money is losing purchasing power every year. So that's why focus on putting it at least on a high yield savings account.
Yeah. Because then you're at worst, you're gonna be at level with inflation.
With inflation, yeah.
With inflation.
So saving, right? So saving.
Yeah.
Now the difference between an emergency fund and savings is like this could be a wedding account, a vacation account, a travel account, right? And you can have multiple saving accounts in your bank or whatever bank
Yeah.
that you're using.
Yeah.
So
And you can use multiple banks.
you can use
You can
multiple banks.
some people some people don't know that. Some people think I have Capital One, I can't use anything other than Capital One.
Yeah.
But I have multiple checking accounts in multiple banks.
Yeah, just don't lose track of all that.
Yeah.
easily-
Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
Don't. There's really no reason to go crazy. But you know, one or
Right.
two. But yeah, because and just reiterating, you know, the reason why you'd put an emergency fund in a high yield savings account,
It's liquid.
it's liquid.
Yep.
And the reason why it's different, how it's different from savings is you're planning on using that money for something.
Yeah.
The emergency fund, you hope you never use.
Exactly.
So you hope it's always there.
That's right.
It's a long-term play if your life goes to plan.
Yeah.
As long as you don't get fired and like nothing happens, you know.
And I can attest to emergency funds because you just never know when, like, a disaster happens.
I have a saying, and it's not biblical. Maybe it is, but like, and it doesn't sound great. But I would, and Courtney knows this. I would always say, prepare for the worst, and you'll always be prepared for anything.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know, you can sue me if you think it's not biblical or whatever.
And then, I mean, the third one after that, Georgie, is learning how to invest more. And like I said, I can't go into specific investment accounts, but I can talk about what accounts to open, right? So this is you need to have a checking account. This is where all your money goes to pay your bills. You need to have your high yield savings account, right? And then if you have a 401k at work, you have to talk to your HR and ask them if they do a 401k match.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I used to work for a company for 10 years, and I never asked about a 401k. And they had free 401k matches, but they never elected me for it because I never asked. So for 10 years I was working at this company.
Do you know the percentage was that they matched?
It was 6%.
Oh no!
It was 6%.
That's rough.
100% of 6% was the match. It was crazy.
How much do I owe you?
Yeah.
AC
So
said 10%.
yeah, and I want you to.
That's
remember that.
heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking. So ask your HR if you have a
And people may
401k.
think 6%'s not a lot.
It's a lot.
But 6% over 10 years.
And it's free money.
It's free. It's free. It's absolute free money. Now I'm excited, even though I'm self-employed, so my you know
You
I gotta
need
talk to
like a
myself
SEP
about
or
matching
something.
6%. But you know, I understand through like when Courtney was employed, the importance of matching 401k.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And understanding also the taxes implied on that.
Oh, I got a huge understanding of taxes this past year.
The taxes on your 401k and fees just in case you withdraw too early, before 59 and a half.
Yeah.
So checking high yield savings account, maximize
let's
your 401k.
put it in steps. Let's put it in steps.
Yeah.
Step 1 would be
Your checking account.
opening a checking account. If you don't have a bank account and with a debit card, that's step 1.
Right. And then second step is opening a high yield savings account for your emergency fund. The
Which
next
is
account
3 to 6 months of expenses.
3 to 6 months. Start if you can't go into 3 to 6 months right away. I had to start off with just 1,000. Start with 1,000, and then build it up from there. Every month, put 10% of your paycheck away.
Yeah,
to build
because
it up.
the importance of and this is something that even this year I've made a goal to get better at is consistency. Because like with me, my income's not consistent.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
same.
and in reality I just need to be better at it. But like if you have a job and you know you can expect consistent income and you know your numbers, it's a lot easier to say, okay, mentally I have to allocate this money before I even get it. And put that aside for savings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll go into that too.
Yeah, that'd be
after
good.
this.
Yeah.
So maximize your 401k, and then you have to open a Roth IRA. Okay, especially if you're young right now, and you're
Oh man,
if
the
you're
Roth
young
IRA.
Roth.
Time is the key.
This is key.
Time is key.
Yeah, it's not timing the market; it's time in the market, right? And also, some jobs also offer Roth 401ks.
Yeah, they do.
That's like if you can get a Roth 401k at your job, that's literally tax-free income for retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to get into this because the difference between a Roth and a non-Roth is just the tax implications,
Yeah.
right? A regular 401k, you pay taxes later for retirement. A Roth 401k is you pay taxes now and then you don't pay any taxes on the gains later.
Yeah.
And the same thing for a regular IRA versus a Roth IRA. A regular IRA is you pay taxes. A regular IRA is you pay taxes later when you take out the money.
Yeah.
And a Roth IRA, you pay taxes now, but you don't pay any taxes on the gains.
Yeah.
So if you have an option to do a Roth 401k,
Your tax going in.
Your tax
and,
going
and
in.
coming out.
yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but another difference between Roth and because like not everybody can get a 401k.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're self-employed, you would have to be like an S corp to have a 401k.
Right.
But the Roth, anybody can open up.
Anyone can open it, but there is an income limit.
Yes.
There's an income limit and there's a contribution limit.
Yeah. Okay.
Contribution limit is if you before 50, you can only put $7,000 a year.
A year, which people may be like, oh, $7,000 a year is nothing.
Yeah.
I want to see you put
Compounding.
$7,000 in your Roth IRA because
I'm maxing it out.
yeah.
And then 50 and above, you can put in an extra 1,000, so $8,000 a year.
But by then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it doesn't really matter at 50.
That's right.
You could do so much more with it.
Yeah.
But which goes back to your point is Roth Roth when you're young is like the time to do
Yeah,
it
for sure.
because even if you're just putting in $10 a month, you know.
Yeah, I started off with $50 a month.
Yeah,
from my
I think
Roth
when I opened my
IRA.
Roth, I put in $100.
Yeah.
You know, and it probably stayed at $100 for like 5 months.
Yeah, the point is just opening these accounts so that you know that it's there and building the habit that you
Yeah.
are investing.
Because you know
Start
what
with 10
the
a
hardest
month,
part is
$50 a
starting.
month. Yeah, just building that habit of investing is the hardest part. I want Anna to share about habits, you know, because she's a personal trainer. If you can go into building discipline and habits, I think that would be great. It doesn't have to be about finance. It could be about fitness too, because you know fitness and wealth goes hand in hand very well. Especially when you're disciplined already on one of them, you can transfer that same discipline into the other one.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that we're able to build our businesses on health and wealth because they go together. But yeah, habits, like Georgie said, the hardest part is just starting. So if you have a game plan, like they just said, open your checking account and then open up your savings account. The first habit would be just to set aside some money every single paycheck or every month to put into that savings account. So I guess just like starting small. You know, it doesn't have to be anything huge either because otherwise you're going to overwhelm yourself. That's right. And that's the same for working out too. It's the same for anything that you're starting. If you overwhelm yourself and you try to put in like whatever it is to you that seems like a good amount or seems like a lot, if it's not maintainable, you're going to quit. Right? You're not going to continue doing it every month. You're going to get discouraged and then you're going to stop. So, yeah, just starting small and then building yourself up as you continue every month, turns into a year. And then at some point it just becomes a habit to put money into the savings account. Or if you do have debt, paying off the debt and putting money into the savings account. You know, it can be like more into the debt and then still just putting a little bit into the savings account. You know, it's just whatever your goal is, you have to set a like maintainable habit to start. So, yeah.
I'm going to remember that as
Awesome.
I try to go to the gym this week.
Yeah. So we talked about 401k, Roth IRA. On top of that, you can also get a health savings account from your job if you have that option. I know my entrepreneurs right now, they're probably like, dude, like, what else you got for me? I got you, Georgie. I got you.
Hey, but you know what? Saving isn't sexy.
Yeah, it's not.
Saving isn't sexy.
But-
It's just consistency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and the mindset behind it goes down to, am I willing to take gratification later, or do I want to be self-gratified now? Do I want to take that $10? Listen, this is why I don't go to fast food restaurants anymore. Like, Chick-fil-A cost me $15.
It's crazy.
Kumo Sushi cost us $19.
Yeah.
For $4 more, you could down as much sushi as you want.
Yeah.
It was good sushi. But like, if you could just not eat out one time less this month, you can open a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
You can start today.
Yeah.
All it takes is the willingness to put aside gratification right now for later. And you'll be thanking yourself.
Right.
Listen, when you're 18, 19, 20, 21, saying like, oh, I don't care about when I'm 65 or when I'm 50 or whatever. But like, then you start hitting your 30s and you're like, man, what was I thinking? Why didn't I start opening up it, you know?
You know, if you just put aside $100 to $200 a month in an account that can grow 8 to 10% every year, in 30 years, that's $1 million.
Mm-hmm. It's not hard.
It's not hard.
It's not hard.
If you're 18 right now and you just put aside $100 to $200 into these investment accounts, that's averaging 8 to 10%. By the time you're 58 years old, you're literally a millionaire.
Without trying.
Without trying.
Without trying.
$100 to $200.
That's like canceling your Disney Plus, your Spotify, and stop going to Chick-fil-A twice a year. Twice a month.
But the goal is to get there faster, right? Imagine instead of investing $100 to $200, you can invest $500 a month.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month. What if you can invest $5,000 a month after paying all your bills? How fast can you become, you know?
And not only that, it's really fun when you start getting into that realm, because then your mindset changes and your relationship changes with money.
That's right.
You know, and this is kind of a reason why I even wanted to do this too, because being financially literate and being financially successful isn't just for you yourself. Mm-hmm. It's also for the people around you. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, if you win, everyone around you win.
Exactly.
Right?
Unless you're a terrible person. Which you know who I'm talking to.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the third thing to focus on in investing. I mean, there's many investment accounts you can open up. You can open up your own brokerage account. Mm-hmm. You can open up tax shelter investment accounts. You know that if you have any question on these, you know, feel free to ask me, and I can go into specific accounts for you. The reason why I don't go and recommend anything, because every person's situation is different. Yeah. Your income is different. Your goals are different. You know, some people want to retire at 50 with a couple $1 million. Some people want to retire at 65 with just $2 million. Right, so the game plan for people is different, but the formula is the same. Yeah, the accounts are the same, the formula is the same, but the goals for each person is different. So that's why it's tailored individually. Yeah, yeah,
and this goes back to what we talk about in our young adults messages a lot, which is don't despise the day of small beginnings, because it's very easy to look at, like, on social media, and you see all these people doing this and you see all these people doing that, and just like, oh well, you know, what is $50 gonna do in a savings account? But you realize
so much.
You realize when you put that in, you don't ever actually touch it. Your mind kind of like separates that and like, oh, okay, that money's not for me right now, and it's setting up the foundation for your life.
And I want you to think of it too, like if you're watching this, is let's say you make $20 an hour, right? And before you spend anything, let's say Anna and I think we were talking about this not too long ago. I was gonna spend $100 on something, right? For example, if I made $20 an hour, I look at it as how many hours am I like spending right now, not the dollar amount. Yeah. That means if I spend $100 right now on something that I don't need, I just spent 5 working hours.
That's painful.
Imagine spending your money as the hours you spend at work.
As life. How much life you put in.
Yeah. Right? Even if you make $50 an hour, right? And you want to spend $50 on something that You know, it's like a quick thing. You just spent an hour working for that one something.
Yeah.
So what really changed my perspective was when I was building my finances, is it's not about the dollar amount I was spending. It was like, man, if I spend $160 right now, that's a full day of work that just went. But I just spent a whole day at work
You just lost a
for
day.
this pair of shoes,
That's probably gonna wear out in a year,
right?
and you'll never see it again.
So that mindset right there, if you just think of it as you're spending the hours at work, not the dollars, it's gonna like be painful in the beginning, but then you're like, it makes you double think.
It's
like,
never
whoa.
fun putting up your money to where you can't use it.
That's right.
It's never fun. But it's and Courtney says this all the time. This is like a staple thing. But it's the willingness to do what others won't do.
Yeah.
Like if you're not willing to do what other people don't do, your life is gonna look just like everybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the things that people won't do that separate you from the normal person.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Dave Ramsey has a quote that says, I forgot. I don't want to butcher it, man. But he talks about like do the hard things now so that you don't. Live the hard things now.
Live like no one wants. Live like nobody else, so you can
live like nobody else later.
Yeah, something like that. It's something like that. But basically, he's talking. Yeah, we butchered it. But sorry, Davey.
Sorry, Dave.
But basically, what he's saying is like if you do what others won't do now, you'll be able to do what others don't do later.
Exactly.
And you know, it's an amazing thing. Like, and I'll speak personally. Like, a decision me and Courtney made. Well, I made before I met Courtney, and Courtney made before she met me. Was I can't tell her face expression otherwise. She's probably really nervous as to what I'm saying right now. Wait, what happened? Oh, you're just watching? Okay. Was like we didn't want to have cars in debt. Like we didn't want to have a car note. Mm-hmm. I've never had a car note in my life. Courtney's never had a car note in my life. If my truck was to fall off a cliff today, tomorrow I don't know anybody anything. Mm-hmm. I'm just don't have my truck anymore.
Man.
But and you know it's a great thing, and it's kind of what we talked about, and as we're closing down because we have 3 to 4 more minutes.
Yeah.
Is like if you do these steps and become financially literate and begin to take these baby steps to grow your future, you don't have to play from behind. You can start building your life, and it's the same thing with the word. But
that's right.
That's something we decided to do. Even though we were qualified to get whatever we wanted, we probably had the money to get whatever we wanted, it's yet choosing to live a certain way so that way we could work towards things in our future or do other things or give other things.
Yeah.
And so that's why it all goes back to your heart and your character.
Yeah.
And your mindset in these things.
And I just want to add on to that is the basics of anything is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to building a strong financial foundation for yourself. Learn the basics first so that you know the ideas, the concepts, and then because after you know the basics in the concepts, you can go into specific details into how to actually what numbers is gonna work.
Because
for
you. there's no account that is gonna make you rich overnight. Like the Bible even talks about, it literally says, stay away from get rich quick schemes. Right. And people want this magic thing that's going to propel them from one thing to the next. Mm-hmm. But in reality, it's, and Mallory typed it in the chat, which is live like no one else now so you can give like no one else later.
There you go.
That's what it is. And it's just choosing to invest into yourself later.
Yeah.
So
someone asked me the other day, I know we're about to wind down here. Maybe this is my closing statement is they asked me if I have $500 right now, what's the best investment that I can invest is $500 right now? And if you only have $500 right now, I would recommend, from my experience from talking to people, is invest that $500 into yourself. What I mean by that is invest that $500 into a class, a course, into something that can give you a license to make more income. Because $500 in the market right now, if you just invest in the market and then now you don't have that $500, it's gone. Like it's not gonna grow that fast. But if you have $500 right now and you want to really invest, learn how to invest that $500 back into yourself, which is learning new skills, investing into a mentor, right? That's the biggest thing that I wish I started in the beginning. Was I was so hesitant on paying for mentorship. But mentorships are so important because they can get you from point A to point B a lot faster.
Yeah.
If you have a mentor.
Because they're able to tell you
Right away.
Right
what's
away.
wrong.
Yeah, instead
Right?
of
Coaching.
you taking 3 years to find out the hard way something wrong.
Right. So the best investment you can do right now if you have $500 is invest it in yourself, learn a new skill, get licenses, or invest it in coaching and a mentor.
Okay, we're gonna do and I guess you have a fan. Anna is so beautiful. Okay, I guess you have a fan. Georgie, you need a haircut. I know, I'm going Wednesday. Okay, he doesn't work Monday or Tuesdays. What'd you say?
3 minutes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought Miranda was giving me some bad signals over there.
Yeah, closing.
I know.
something?
Okay, to be fair, I was wearing a hat. Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire these questions
Okay.
and try to answer them very quickly.
Okay.
And 2 of these are hard.
Okay.
Okay, number 1, can I buy coffee every day?
If the budget allows it, yes. But if you're paycheck to paycheck right now and you want to change your finances, then don't buy coffee every day.
We just got an espresso machine,
Yeah.
and I think it's already paid itself off
Exactly.
like 3 weeks.
Mhm.
Okay, anyways,
I say that because 56% of Americans don't even know how much is coming in and coming out every month.
okay. You know what? Next one.
You need a financial budget.
The next one, strictly budgeting.
Budgeting. It's a skill.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I have
It's
this
my
right
fault.
here.
It's my fault. Honestly, it's
Man,
my fault.
This is game changer.
I said I
Next
wasn't
time.
gonna chime in, and here I am being annoying. It's my fault. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. This is gonna be. This is a loaded question. How do I build my credit?
How do you build your credit? If you don't have credit, then you gotta get a credit card. But you have to be responsible with that credit card.
And
Meaning pay it off every month.
you use your credit card as a debit card.
Yeah, you use. If you don't have credit right now, you want to build credit. Get a credit card. Use it only for gas and groceries, and then pay it off every month.
Yeah.
You'll build credit.
Or I personally pay mine off as soon as it states. Yeah, as you use it. Yeah, every 3 days or whatever. I mean, we've kind of gotten chillax about it, but at the end of the month, at least it's clear.
But you only use the credit card for gas or food, or groceries. Sorry, not food. Don't use it for eating out.
Don't use
Gas or groceries. That's
Okay,
it.
and last question. Is there a certain percent I need to put in my savings account each paycheck?
Yes, I recommend 10%.
It's a good
Every
basis.
10% every paycheck. But since 70% of Americans are paycheck to paycheck, when they think 10%, it's like, whoa, that's impossible. If that's impossible, start with 1% and build that habit up.
It's a habit. It's a mindset.
Yep.
Vincent, we love you. We appreciate
you
you.
too, brother.
Anna, you're a mouthful. You said way too much over here.
Oh, one more thing. What you got?
What you got?
Just do the things.
Why are you gay?
All right. Listen, we love you, young adults. We're going to swap you over to our Sunday night service. Thanks for joining. Join us on our next one for Budgeting 101
Yes.
with Vincent and Anna. Allahu Akbar. Good night. See you later.
Allah.